My name is Lisa, and I work at a major corporation called TRU. I belong to the HR department, and recently, I've been involved in hiring new employees. Occasionally, I take on the role of conducting interviews, which comes with significant responsibility. Yet, even amidst this, I enjoyed my work and had fulfilling days. On this day as well.
To be honest, this employment history. It's impressive that they got hired and then changed jobs, but it seems like they left their jobs quickly. I mean, they didn't even stay a year at their third company, right?
I was wondering about that too. All of their reasons for leaving were due to interpersonal relationships.
They do have quite a few valuable certifications, but they just can't seem to stick around for long.
Oh. Speaking of sticking around, remember the cake we got from Dame Corp? Would you like some?
Oh, that's right. Yay. We have cake. Let's eat.
This is my senior, Noah. When conducting interviews or selecting personnel, he might seem a bit intimidating. However, outside of that, he's genuinely kind and cheerful. I always observed and learned from such adaptable seniors. Then, on one particular day.
All right then, I'm counting on you for today's interview.
I got it. I mean, the interviewee is probably more nervous than me. But what if I end up hiring someone completely unsuitable?
I'll be there with you, so it's okay. Just make a sound judgment as you always do and everything will be fine.
This is Mia, the CEO of TRU. She always wanted to personally evaluate those who would join her company, so she often sat in on interviews. Mia is beautiful, kind, and reliable, making her beloved by all the employees. Once the initial conversation wrapped up, Noah, who also serves as an interviewer, arrived.
So you're already here.
Yes, I was discussing the interview with Mia. I mean, Ms. Mia.
That's why you weren't in the CEO's office.
She seemed to want to check today's resumes.
I remember her saying she's been so busy she hasn't had a chance to look at them. She's really a tough one. She eats a lot and works hard. But has she always been like that?
Actually, Mia, the CEO, and I have been friends since childhood. I usually call her Mia-chan, so sometimes I'd accidentally slip and call her that at work. We've always been close, so she'd often chat with me, which made many colleagues envious. After wrapping up preparations, we started interviewing 2 job-seeking students.
Please introduce yourselves in the order you entered the room.
Yes. Thank you for taking the time today. I'm Herschel, a graduate from Sukato University.
I am, a graduate from Kosuka University. My name is, Amos.
The overly confident Herschel and the very nervous Amos were complete opposites. Herschel, a top student from Sukato University, was a super elite who had received awards for his papers. On the other hand, Amos didn't make a particularly strong impression, apart from his focus on research. After posing several questions and wrapping up the interview, the two left the room. I could sense Amos's passion for research, but he was stumbling over his words and couldn't articulate what he wanted to convey well. Compared to him, Herschel was confident throughout. Being a graduate of Sukato University does weigh in his favor. If I were to hire one, it'd probably be Herschel.
Yeah, that one's a no-go. We won't be hiring him.
I guess it was too much to hope for Amos. So, we'll be moving forward with Herschel, then.
So, with that decision made on that one, what about Amos?
What?
Wow, that scared me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was surprised too. What happened?
I just assumed you were talking about not hiring Herschel. I was completely thinking that Amos was the one being rejected, so I was taken aback.
Well, I can see why you'd think that. Stumbling over words in a job interview. Not being able to communicate effectively. With the added pauses and sometimes giving unrelated answers to the questions. You'd think he couldn't manage in a job setting.
His dedication to research came across clearly. If those taking interviews were to pick a model candidate, they'd likely choose Herschel, and I'd probably do the same if I were a student now.
So, why? Wouldn't hiring a competent person be beneficial for the company?
While competence sounds attractive, Herschel's the one we're not hiring.
But, given his performance, why not Herschel? He seems like a promising candidate. Isn't it a waste? I was extremely surprised when Mia-chan said she wouldn't be hiring Herschel. To anyone's eyes, Herschel seemed like the clear choice for hiring. As I questioned the decision, Mia-chan burst out laughing.
Ha 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 ga.
Oh, come on, stop laughing.
Why are both of you laughing so much?
Sorry, it's just that the puzzled look on your face when you asked was too funny.
But I really don't understand why you're not hiring Herschel.
Didn't you notice his true nature?
Wah, true nature.
The truth is, he's actually.
What?
Mia-chan whispered to me the shocking reason for not hiring Herschel. I was stunned that I hadn't noticed it at all. A week later. On this day, we had invited Herschel and Amos for the announcement of the hiring results and to discuss certain matters.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Hello, Herschel and Amos. Thank you for coming amidst your job hunting. We called you in to announce the results and to confirm something.
Is that so? That's why Amos is here too.
Let's start with the interview results. Herschel, you're not being hired. Amos, you are hired. Congratulations.
Well, I'm hired. Thank you.
That's ridiculous. Isn't there some mistake? No matter how you look at it, I answered better, and my interview was perfect.
You really don't understand why you weren't hired? Shouldn't you know the reason better than anyone?
I'm from Sukado University, and I'm competent. There's no reason to reject me.
You really have no idea.
I don't.
Let me tell you then. First, you were wearing earphones during the interview, right? On top of that, you had glasses with a camera on them. You were recording the interview in real time and sending it to someone outside for instructions, weren't you?
It looked like he tried to cleverly hide it with his hair. His hair was longer in the resume photo, and it was odd that it covered his ears during an interview.
Also, every time you were asked a question, you said, "Give me a moment to think," but wasn't that just a ploy to buy time while waiting for instructions? It was actually Mia-chan who first noticed something was off about Herschel. Noah-san had also picked up on it early on and had frequently questioned Herschel to observe his reactions. When we confronted Herschel about it,
I have no idea what you're talking about. I was just wearing regular glasses, and as for the earphones, I did have them because I was listening to music on the train, but not during the interview.
Then what's this? It's footage from the security camera in the hallway after the interview. You're clearly taking off the earphones. Was that for listening to music too?
That looks like, well, it doesn't necessarily look like I'm taking earphones off, does it?
You know, my husband's a police officer. Those glasses you were wearing definitely had a camera in them. He said they're sometimes used for criminal activities.
I do sometimes see such unsettling news on TV. But I just wear glasses because I have bad vision. Maybe my eyesight got worse from reading too much while writing my thesis.
what do earphones have to do with your eyesight?
So, about the earphones, it just looks like I'm taking them off, but I'm not.
Oh, I see. That's how it was.
Exactly. So please hire me.
Then, about the research paper you wrote. Could you go over it in detail for us again?
Why? The interview's over. We don't need to discuss that, right?
Come on. You spent a lot of time on your research and completed your paper, right? You couldn't possibly forget about something like that. You should be able to answer easily.
Right now, it's a bit, my memory's muddled because of other interviews.
Then we'll wait until you can remember.
That sounds good. Coincidentally, we have a lot of time today.
Feel free to take a break. That should help you remember, right? Although Herschel was quite talkative about his thesis during the interview, he couldn't say anything today. Moreover, not only was he deceitful, but we were also fully aware of past incidents he was involved in. Herschel, who had no idea we knew all this, responded.
How should I put this? It's an important thesis, so I can't give any inaccurate answers. Or rather, I don't want to. It's impossible unless I look at my materials.
Is that so? Well, here's your thesis. You can look at it while explaining. It's more accurate to look at the thesis itself rather than other documents, right?
But even if I explain, I need preparation, so now's not the time.
Of course you can't answer. After all, you didn't write this thesis.
How did you?
You thought we didn't know anything. You once posted a video exposing a part-time job's corporate secrets and caused a huge issue, right?
How do you even know that?
It's obvious. Besides, it seems you've done a lot more than just that. After all this, you still don't understand why you're not being hired.
What's your problem? Fine. I don't want to work for such a company anyway.
Wait a minute. Our company offers great benefits, and more importantly, a wonderful working environment. We have overseas branches, and our divisions excel in various fields.
So what's your point?
Didn't you admire that and come for the interview? So didn't you want to get hired, even if it meant relying on others?
That's not why
We don't need to hear such a company from someone who can't prove themselves. If you really think you're competent, then show it. I don't know how great you were in college, but once you're in society, there are tons like you.
There aren't many as excellent as me out there.
Self-praise much.
Everyone struggles, but they persist and become fully fledged members of society.
No matter how good your grades are, once you're out in the world, it's just past glory.
Herschel had listed false experiences in an attempt to present himself as a competent candidate. Although he had come to the interview fully prepared, he was unaware that his tricks and past actions had already been exposed.
I'm a competent person, you know? True, I did rely on others to get through the interview, but even thinking of that strategy is a form of talent, isn't it?
Are you seriously saying that?
Of course. You guys just happen to be sharp enough to notice. There are way more interviewers who wouldn't catch on.
Is that from personal experience?
Maybe. Even if I hear it from someone presenting it well, is all thanks to my acting skills. So, basically, I'm outstanding, and being able to show that means I'm capable, right?
Since you were found out, doesn't that make you incompetent?
Right after the interview, you carelessly took out your earphones, didn't you? Yet, Amos was still behaving professionally when he left the company. He even nodded politely to the security guards and cleaning staff.
Having confidence is fine, but you shouldn't be careless. Have you ever heard the saying, the trip isn't over until you're back home? Interviews are the same. The interview isn't over until you're home.
What are you talking about? Once I leave the company, I'm free to do whatever I want.
That might be the case if you were employed, but you're job hunting, remember? There are companies that discreetly observe candidates even after they've left, you know?
Since you went to the effort to dress up in a sharp suit, maybe you should maintain that professionalism at least until you board the train, don't you think?
I don't recall being bound by such restrictions.
We're not restricting you. We're just suggesting what might be best for you. Having this conversation, it's clear you lack understanding. If you were to work with that attitude, I can see miscommunications and mistakes happening. Plus, the scandal you were involved in is simply too serious to overlook.
So, am I really not getting hired?
Didn't I tell you that right from the start?
It seemed Herschel still believed he had a chance at being hired. However, things weren't going to work out as he had hoped. Once he fully realized he was indeed not being hired, Herschel.
Are you really sure about not hiring me? Don't come regretting it later.
Weren't you the one who just said, I declined the offer a moment ago?
Yeah, we don't need you to reluctantly join us either.
Are you really sure? I might achieve great things in the future, you know.
Do you think just the possibility of might will negate everything from the interview? If that were enough, we wouldn't need interviews in the first place.
Fine. So, I'm not being hired. Even though I went out of my way to come here, just remember, I'm going to make it big someday.
All right, we got it.
Just so you know, other companies are likely aware of this incident too. But hey, if you're going to make it big, I'm sure you'll be fine. Good luck with that.
Damn it! I'm really leaving. It's too late to stop me now.
No one's trying to stop you.
Am I really being hired?
Amos, you were threatened by him before the interview, weren't you? That's why you were so nervous during the interview and when you came today.
How did you know that?
Our president here knows everything. She's a superwoman.
Our president really loves this company and its employees. So, let's work together at this company.
I can't believe it. This feels like a dream.
Amos, stand tall and have more confidence. You were timid during the interview, but I'm sure the real you is much more lively. Also, I found your research talk fascinating, so I believe you'll enjoy your job here.
Really?
Of course.
There will be tough times, but our company is a lot of fun.
I'm so grateful. I promise to give it my all.
All right. We're looking forward to working with you.
Mia is truly amazing. I have to keep pushing myself too. After the news of Herschel's deception during the interview spread, he was rejected by every company. On top of fabricating his resume, all of the job offers he had received were revoked. The The fact that he had uploaded videos in the past was also discovered, leading him to lose all credibility. Herschel vented to his friends about his recent interview experience. One of those friends, finding the situation amusing, posted a video exposing Herschel on the internet. The video went viral in no time, and Herschel's personal information was quickly identified. To make matters worse, it was discovered that he had tweeted a variety of information while mentioning company names from a specific account. As a result, companies that had been harmed by his actions demanded massive compensation. Searching his name online yielded mountains of information about him. Thus, Herschel began a miserable life filled with endless part-time jobs, trying to pay off a debt he would never be able to settle in his lifetime. As for me, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Oh, what lovely weather today. On days like this, I feel like eating a large bowl of ramen for lunch. But then again, an extra large beef bowl is tempting too.
Boss, where do you fit all that food with that slim figure of yours?
My stomach is connected to the universe, so I can eat as much delicious food as I want.
I remember back in college, you were the only one who succeeded in that huge fried rice eating challenge.
You mean at Koikukara Ramen? Their fried rice is incredibly tasty.
Oh, the Polaroid of the challenge winners. Could that be you, boss?
Yes, I've decided I'll have fried rice for lunch today, and also some jumbo dumplings.
Since then, I've had the opportunity to serve as an interviewer multiple times. This experience served as a lesson, and I feel I've improved my ability to evaluate candidates compared to before. Whether a candidate is to be hired or not, my opinion often aligns with Mia and Noah's. Each time, I'm reassured that my choices are correct, boosting my confidence. Every year, various people join and leave the company. The reasons vary, some are positive, while others are negative. Some even impulsively leave just based on their mood. As someone in human resources, I often wonder if I can consistently identify the right talent. I still have those anxieties, but I'm inspired by Mia and Noah, and I'm determined to continue improving every day. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel for more great content. Just click on the subscribe button below, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload a new video. See you in the next one.